How far away is it? My attorney told me. And he kept it well under as an advocate, as the town board member. But it's actually society. Get a picture. We have everybody but the town manager.
Probably not.
Now we have the town manager. A not called to order.
Wait.
I'm sorry, it's not recording you.
Oh, no. Should I start over, Mary?
Do over.
Your gavel never happened. Caught her by surprise.
Okay.
Are we ready now? Thank you, Mary. A call to order, meeting, October 18th, 2017, for the Platteville Board of Trustees. Could we please observe a moment of silence to honor the people who stand guard inside and outside our borders to protect and serve? Thank you. Would you please stand and for the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Steve Nelson,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Hope Morris,
Here.
Larry Clark,
Here.
Adrian Sandoval,
Here.
Kim Nelson,
Here.
Michael Cowper,
Here.
Troy Blum.
Here. Okay. Audience participation. Did we have anybody that wanted to speak? I don't, doesn't appear like it. Okay. We will go next to the oath of office for Officer Kathleen Weimeister. Mr. Who do you want? Who takes this one? I want the first one, Chief. Okay, the Chief.
Thank you, Mayor. I think your son may have just walked in. She's waiting for her son.
Well, we can go ahead.
Well, I think I just saw some legs. Let's see if it's him.
Would you like to do a little song and dance for us, Chief, while we wait?
Won't be very entertaining.
Let me record this. Wait.
No. No?
Put it on
Who was it?
YouTube.
Oh. Is he right around the corner, or do we know? Or? Oh, okay. Okay, all right.
Do we want to just come back to this?
We could, we can wait a little bit.
We can,
Is that okay?
we go through a couple of things, and
All right.
when your son shows up, we'll just roll back to it. We'll just make it work.
Thank you.
Right. Okay. Next, approval of the consent agenda, which consists of the regular meeting minutes for October 3rd, 2017, agreement for services with Tri-State Fireworks, the financials, and the paid bills.
We'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, excuse me, in the updated agenda,
There's a resolution.
there's resolution 2017-27.
I stand corrected. Then the approval of the consent agenda will also include resolution number 2017-27. I was looking at the wrong thing. You want us to redo it? Okay. Could I have a roll call, please?
Larry Clark,
Aye.
Adrian Sandoval,
Aye.
Kim Nelson,
Aye.
Michael Cowper,
Aye.
Hope Morris,
Yes.
Troy Blum.
Aye.
Okay. Next. Action items. Veterans Memorial Foundation consideration and proposed action. Mr. Manager?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have to say the memorial's looking quite stunning. Been talking to Jim Nelson almost every day, multiple times, including weekends and holidays. I do have an item to pass out. This is from Mr. Nelson. The issue being, I'm going to talk as I walk. First, he discussed the footers are in question, but I would ask the board to allow me a little more time to get another opinion on those, because there's a difference between the opinion on the original engineer and the contractor. I wanted to update the board tonight. What I'm handing out is the email from Mr. Nelson. I paid him out his contract this week. There are additional items that he and I spoke about that I think are needed that I want to discuss with the board. What this quote involves, on those stone walls, there's those big rocks up there. Instead of doing landscaping along those because of fear of erosion, he was able to get those for $50 a ton instead of $140 a ton. But with the material and putting those in place, it was going to be about $9,500. The one flagpole material that we were going to do with the landscaping, it's to move the one Dan Dennison has already up there, because the flagpoles that I've ordered won't be in for another 2 to 3 weeks. And that caisson was $1,450. But what we talked about, what was not part of the project, was a sealer. And he talked to a stone sealer company, and we're fearful if it ever got tagged with graffiti and spray paint, without the sealer, it would not come off. And we would definitely want to come off. This would be a sealer for all the walls, but especially the monument and part of the concrete circle, because it's smoother, but not the concrete sidewalk. So those are the things he and I talked about. It's roughly around a $15,000 add-on, if you will. And this is not, we're not talking about the footers of this stuff. So the engineer's proposal was a $3,500 fix for the footers, but I want to research that more. The engineers I've talked to said it won't fall over anytime soon. We're talking about future issues that we need to deal with. So I think we have a little bit of time. What I also gave you is I had Devin print off, and I did in color, which she highlighted our expenditures paid to date. The board budgeted $100,000 for this project, and today we paid $101,850. So I went over $1,108 because we had additional concrete that we poured up there. So I want to present this to you for discussion and consideration. What I'm looking at is we could potentially use tax funds, because the Veteran Memorial Fund is out. We could add additional money that we've already invested in the street fund, because the general budget is doing fairly well. But this would be an add-on item for the board to consider.
If somebody did tag it and we didn't coat it, we could still soda blast it.
You still what?
Soda blast it or sandblast it.
It would potentially damage, especially the names.
Oh, that's right,
Yeah,
that's just sandstone, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, soda blasting is pretty gentle, but I'm not gonna say it would leave a mark, so I don't know that for a fact.
And the truth be told, he already had the larger rocks hauled because he thought he wasn't within his budget, and we had that conversation. We was not. So he just dropped it in place, or just dropped it. And I said, wait till tomorrow until I have a conversation with him.
So how much more are we asking for then?
Roughly 16. Add them all up. So 95 to 45 is 15, plus another 1450, so about 16,450 is what we're looking at. And I'm not questioning his opinion, but I do agree that it needs to last a long time. Those stones are maintenance free and they'll be there forever. There's a similar cost by doing a retaining wall along there, which in time would not last. So that's something he and I discussed, and I said I could not authorize it without the board's approval.
Well, I feel, Jim, I've been up there a couple of times, and I think he has the best interest in what's going on up there.
heart, so I know what he's doing is, he wants to protect it and do what's right the first time, so we didn't have to go back and fix things. Has the Veterans Memorial Committee, have they been able to raise any more money since we, put in the $100,000, or is there any money coming in, or any plan for future fundraising from them?
I think it's future fundraising, and one proposal is the future fundraising to back pay whatever the board decides to do tonight. I think that's a fair statement. I just don't have that guarantee right now.
Right.
But I know there are plans on future fundraising to keep the money rolling in. They don't maintain it anymore. It may take a few years, but.
Right.
The landscaping, the sod is scheduled for the spring, is that correct?
Yeah,
That's not included in the expenditures to date?
No, that's separate. That's separate from the board. That's the Veterans Memorial Fund, and that was discussed last night. So that money is still in the bank for next spring. Yeah.
Did we get bids on that, or we weren't allowed to have bids?
No, this. Is it?
The stuff in the spring we did, but then we put it on hold until the spring.
Oh, okay, so it's still on hold.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's too late in the year, and the water
Right.
can be turned off. We're not gonna build it.
So you feel comfortable we have money in our funds to cover this?
I would suggest either public facilities or use tax funds. Both those are justified. I read the description on both. And this is a new facility, so it's not just maintenance, it's adding and building a new facility. So either one could apply. Use tax funds is pretty stable, and it has revenue coming in every year. The public facility funds is limited unless there's new growth and new building permits.
Would this be the last edition?
This was, I had a long talk with him today, this is all he has left to do. Other than the landscaping will be separate, but for Mr.
But the
Nelson.
committee has money from the Rotary to pay for that, right?
Yeah, and what the board authorized in that, and that does not include any money from the Rotary. The Rotary donates money, so that money will go back to the Veterans Memorial Fund, or that money could go into, to help replace this. It just depends how you want to do it.
Well, the Rotary specifically was wanting to do the landscape.
Yeah, so that would reduce
So
the
they could
amount of
do the
money.
sod.
Yeah, that would reduce the amount of money being spent on the Veterans Memorial Fund. Because right now that fund is basically maxed out, because I ordered the flags and the 2 additional poles from the VFW at Carbon Valley.
I'm fine with the last, we've got so much invested in that, we can't really afford
When
to have it demolished.
I really deliberated bringing this to the board, but I think it's necessary, and things just have not gone per plan in many ways. But we're very close, and I don't think this is completely unreasonable for what, in the end, is gonna be a $200,000 project. So that's what's gonna total. That's a little bit more than that, about $260,000.
So do we need a motion then to move this along?
I would ask the board if they're willing to do a motion to approve $16,150 to finish this project with Mr. Nelson. That's not considered.
And you're gonna take it out of use tax?
I would recommend taking out of use tax because that fund is stable and it replenishes each year pretty good.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
And I would not touch the general fund at this time.
We're not concerned about extra costs for, this engineering.
That, I don't know those numbers yet. I'm gonna go back to Coffee Engineering and talk to them about their assessment. There's just a disagreement on what has to be done, and I can't come to board with a solution until I have an agreement.
That's in addition to the 16,000?
Yep, absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
On a slightly different twist. Those large stones that you mentioned,
Mhm.
that are up, where are they going?
They're going around the front. When the water comes in off 32, it comes in pretty hard. It's a steep elevation.
So it's on, they're going on the south side?
The west side. So as you enter, you have a sidewalk from the lamp post to the sidewalk where it begins, it will go there to deter that water. And then, once you get past the entrance sign, you'll see an area behind the sidewalk before the berm, and that's where those other rocks will go. And then some of them will actually go behind, by the grotto wall, to help push that, it'll look nice, but also push that, we're trying to get all the water away from the concrete. And that will help with the footer issue. That's what the engineer believes. The engineers and contractors don't always see eye to eye.
Really?
So, and this just came up within the last 2 days, is what we were talking about.
And when would this be done?
Starting tomorrow, will be done before the dedication.
Before the
Yes.
dedication?
He planned, if it's approved tonight, his 6,000 ton, tractor loader, whatever, broke down, so we just got a friend that's gonna donate one, or he's gonna have to rent one. I think this price is part of rental, because we can't find them to move it. He talked to Sean at Ready Mix. Sean's gonna come up and donate his time to help move stone tomorrow. And then he's going to do, pour the caissons, and I'll have Safeco inspect it for the flagpole, which is going right behind the wall. That we're gonna David Public Works next week's gonna help, once it's cured, unbolt and remove the flagpole from where it's at, over and fasten it to the new memorial. So the American flag will fly on that a week from Saturday. And I have smaller military flags in the office as we speak that will fly and be dedicated to the ceremony. And I also have the bigger ones, so when the flagpoles go up, I already have them stopped. So I have 2 types of flags.
So what if we were to do this 16,000, and then the footer enforcement, reinforcement for the wall, let the committee raise money in?
I think we would have some time, because I didn't get the impression from the engineer that it's gonna happen anytime soon, but over time, there's a good possibility. The time, we're talking about long time. When I reached out to our local engineer today, and I'm asking to get a soil sample study done for $500, and I'm gonna authorize that. Because the question is how much moisture, the key to this whole footer issue is how much moisture is in that soil, and how long does it retain? When he dug down by the footers, it was still wet, and that was after a week of warm weather before the last snow, and that's when all this came up. So he's afraid that water, the way it sets the cemetery, just doesn't dissolve, it doesn't flow. And that's one thing, he said the soil test, even though there's moisture in there, depending on the soil test and the makeup of that soil, it could expand but not cause an issue with the footers. So that's my next step.
Expand when it's freezing, you're talking about?
Yep, it's all about freezing. So. I know it's not what you expected, but that's the news I have. So.
No, I mean, none of these big projects, they all come with a caveat at the end.
Well, it's not like the circle project 2 years ago when they went over $100,000.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
I move to approve the additional funds for the Veterans Memorial in the amount of $16,460.
Was it 150 or was it 400?
If you add it all up, it's $16,460.
Okay. We have a motion and a second on this. Could I have a roll call, please?
Adrian Sandoval,
Aye.
Kim Nelson,
Aye.
Michael Cowper,
Aye.
Hope Morris,
No.
Troy Blum,
Aye.
Larry Clark.
Right. Okay, motion carried. At this juncture, I'm going to pause in the action items for the chief to swear in our new officer.
Thanks again, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to invite Officer Weinmeister up. We're happy to have her on. She has several years of experience in both larger and smaller agencies, and we're happy to have her, and I would want to welcome to introduce yourself, and maybe who you have in the audience with you tonight.
I'd like to introduce my parents, Mel and Joanne Weinmeister, my good friend Jim Torres, my daughter-in-law Heather, my grandson Marcus, and my son Austin.
That's me.
Welcome.
Town board, the chief.
It's Austin that's gonna, and I'll let you have this, she'll get sworn in first, and then I'll let you have this to pin on.
I'll give you a copy. Can you raise your right hand? I, Kathleen Wymeister,
I, Kathleen Wymeister,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution and government of the United States of America,
the Constitution and the government of the United States of America,
the Constitution and government of the state of Colorado,
the Constitution and the government of the state of Colorado,
against all enemies, whether domestic or foreign,
against all enemies, whether domestic or foreign,
that I will bear true faith, allegiance, and loyalty to the same,
that I will bear true faith, allegiance, and loyalty to the same,
and that I will faithfully perform the duties
and that I will faithfully perform the duties
of the office of police officer,
of the office of police officer,
of which I am about to enter.
of which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right, you're official.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you. It's my great honor to be here and to serve community
Glad to have you.
on this board. Thank you.
Just in the cloth.
Congratulations. Welcome aboard.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Catherine.
Okay. Next, second amendment to the antenna placement agreement. Mr. Manager.
Well, that's a little bit of good news. We've been working with Rise Broadband, and they're going to have 2 additional 2-foot diameter dishes or antennas on top of the water tower, the smaller water tower, closer to the road. They've been talking to Melissa for the last month or so. And in 2015, we did the first amendment, which they added the 2-foot diameter dish. We increased the rent $150. And as the other managers, that's fairly standard, it seems like, for that small equipment increase. They're not really increasing the footprint. I did talk to Dave to see that there's some check the top of the water tower as far as affecting the water tower itself and stability and how the footprint looked, and Dave Steve thought it was fine. So the agreement tonight before the board is increasing monthly rent by allowing the 2 dishes from $550 a month to $850 a month. So another $3,600 towards the cemetery fund. And that'll be annual revenues you'll see in the budget. I'm always trying to find ways to.
That ought to make that fund solve it, huh?
Every little bit helps. This probably offset the maintenance for other things, so I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah.
But that's all I have for this contract.
Seems pretty simple.
Yeah, straightforward.
Move to approve the second amendment to the antenna placement agreement with Skybeam LLC, doing business broadband, as presented, and authorize the mayor to execute the same.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on this. Roll call, please.
Kim Nelson.
Aye.
Michael Cowper.
Aye.
Hope Morris.
Yes.
Troy Blum.
Aye.
Larry Clark.
Aye.
Adrian Sandoval.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. Next, senior center change orders. Now, I'm assuming this one's gonna be good news too, right, Mr. Manager?
Well, what's even better is this is my change order request, not the contractor. Did they get these 3? The board get these? Okay. There's 3 change order requests, and it was during Harvest Daze where some of these things dawned on us. The manual transfer switch, what I've always wanted for years is to have a community center as an emergency shelter for the community. We don't have any place for them to go except Town. The transfer switch, back in '09, after that '08 tornado, we put the tornado sirens in and a gas generator outside my window. And then we also bought, which is nice, Saturday morning, 10 o'clock, it generates, I hear it when they come down. But we also bought a 65 kW portable, and that was through that grant. At that time, Barb Kirkmark, between terms, and she was the interim manager for Gilchrist, and she got all this money for us and we'll sign Gilchrist. So the goal was to have that generator to be used for the community center. What happened over the years is it takes an engineered drawing for a transfer switch. Mr. Evans couldn't do that, so we put it on hold. Now that this company, their electrical company, is doing the engineering, for the electrical, I asked them to see what it would cost to add this on, and it's roughly $5,000. I ran this across Mike as far as competitive pricing. He said that's what you pay me if I did it. So that was my request, because with the senior center side and the community center side, we're gonna have almost 10,000 square foot of room for a storm shelter. And back in '06, we had stranded motorists. It doesn't happen all the time. We had stranded motorists, we had no place to put them. We had to call the churches. So we would have cots, we have emergency kits, we have the kitchen, have the toilet facilities, have the restrooms. So it would power the building, the entire building, both sides. The second one, number 2, for $3,038. Again, this is my add-on. After talking to Bob Fred, we're looking at, the discussion came about with the fitness equipment. More than likely, 2 ellipticals or treadmills will be put in the middle of the room, and the remaining will be around the walls. On the senior center side, talking to the seniors, they're going to have a lounge area where the TV is going to be, where they may have some lamps or some outlets for them to have. Our concern is having tripping hazards. So instead of tacking and covering, we want to put in four outlets. So that's what this one is for, is that 4 floor outlets on each side of the building, the senior side and the fitness center side. And last but not least, the third one, I blame Harvest Daze, because these are outdoor outlets that weren't initially part of the spec. And we could tie in roof-mounted lighting, and we went ahead and bring in the ones from Madagascar or Noble. Not as many, but it would light up that whole parking lot and that dance area where we can get to the future. This one maybe is not as urgent, but is a request for $1377 added. So this all comes in about $110,000. What I did in the budget deliberately is the contract with TCC is roughly $754,000. We have our $376,000 match, which I have Mr. Green transfer from College Trust and Council River Fund. And you'll see that in the final budget. And then we have our DOLA match for $345,000. So that cost is covered. In the budget, I built in expenditure total amount of $790. So I built in a padding, about $30,000 of padding, just for change orders. So this would come out as that $30,000 surplus that I built in expenditure. And the revenues of the budget offset that already. I'm talking to Marguerite, they're not aware of any change orders from their end at this time. And all the submissions are going to Bob, our architect, it just sent drywall submissions, they sent electrical, they submitted doorknobs and handles and frames and all that kind of stuff. It's all going to our architect. He has to review and approve all that.
This does not address any of the electrical systems.
No, but that's already built into the current bid. Yes. We're going to increase the power, and they're going to, those wall outlets will be increased. We did discuss that. We did have that part of the initial bid. Yes.
This building, now, you say this could be used in an emergency, but will this building be strong enough to qualify as an emergency shelter, as in i.e. tornado?
Probably not. Okay. Okay. Early on, a couple of years ago, we were talking about trying to get a basement as part of the project, but that didn't come to fruition because it just cost us too much money. I think if we add on here, because once we do the soil test and the groundwater test, here would be a good place to have a facility with basement and storm shelter. So we close the police and admin and the public works. So that's my, I didn't total it up, but it's just under $10,000 on the bid from our.
so I guess we're gonna spend it, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit of $9,500. I did question them about the additional fees, and I guess that's industry standard. I didn't like that, but they won't take this off, I think. So, that's my proposal to the board consideration.
At this stage of the game, I mean, we might as well, if there's things that need to be done, I mean, it doesn't make sense not to do it.
None of them are going to affect the functionality of the building, it's just it'd be nice to have these added to it. And the money is currently in the budget. But I did add that $36,000 worth of money.
When you're doing a big project, you can't think of everything. Things are gonna come.
Well, you try to build in at least a 10 to 20% contingency, and I didn't have that much money, so it's about $36,000. So,
Mike can't put in, because he's put in transfer switches, is this such a large switch or something that he would have trouble with that?
it's just like what we have outside the wall by my office. It's pretty large, pretty
You couldn't
substantial.
do the drawings, right?
What's that?
You couldn't do the drawings.
I'm sorry. Yeah, he couldn't design it.
Right.
Now, I need to, and there was an additional $6,000 that was added to this, and I took that off already, because on the outside of the community center, you'll see a junction box, basically a power box, and that's where we tie the power in under the parking lot to the concession stand. To move that off that wall and put it on the new wall was $6,000, so I X'd that one out, and Michael did that later on, for about fifth of the cost.
Okay.
So, in his, I'd say, his institutional knowledge of that building has been helpful. So, David, do you want to add anything to that?
It's just a manual transfer switch. The one that's outside on the wall here is actually has an automatic transfer switch. So that's the only difference. That we literally go over and manually make the switch. Once we connect to the generator, we literally throw the switch to the other position. This one here at Town Hall, if we lose power, I don't remember if it's 8 or 11 seconds, it automatically goes. Same thing at the main lagoon. We have the automatic transfer switch there, and they do cycle those generators then on a weekly basis to make sure they're up and running. We give us an alarm if there's an issue.
That's all I have.
So this would be a not to exceed 93.55.35 is what I come up with.
I came up with the same.
Okay.
I move to approve the additional items
Change
for
orders.
the change orders for the senior center in the amount of $93.55.35.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Michael Cowper,
Aye.
Hope Morris,
Yes.
Troy Blum,
Aye.
Larry Clark,
Right.
Adrian Sandoval,
Aye.
Kim Nelson.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. Guys, don't think we do this all the time. There's times we don't have to spend tons of money.
Oh, yeah, when's that?
Okay. Next we have reports. Chief, you're up.
What I asked Mayor in my memo to the board is, Dave and Carl made a report at the last meeting, and I asked Carl to give a written report.
Oh, okay, you want to do that this time?
If you have any specific questions, I wanted to save time to go right into the budget tonight.
Works for me.
Unless you have any specific questions for Carl or David or myself.
Thank you, guys.
But I think they're staying for the budget too.
Do I have to split?
Okay, so if we don't have any reports, we will just, does anybody have any new business or anything they want to bring up? Then we stand adjourned.
We recess 5 minutes to get things ready.
I'm assuming you have to go check security on the north side of the building?
Might be flooded.
I'm just warning.
That was fun.
How are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Good.
A little bit later.
Well, the budget meeting's at 7, the board meeting started at 6.
Hey, how you doing?
I don't
Good.
know.
Got it all figured out?
Great.
I was here to listen.
So, well, you can stick around for the budget portion, you know? So, but good to see you.
Good to see you too. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm David Brand.
Yeah, David, I'm
Tim Wellman.
Tim, nice to meet you. You live here in town?
I don't represent Potter Mill, so I'm here to listen to your budget talk.
Okay.
Oh, well, it's kinda screwy this time because we got
We're,
budget
consulting.
Tuesday.
I knew the name, I just couldn't think
Yeah,
of.
we were through here last week.
Once we get through
doing some work in
budget,
Greeley.
Okay.
we finally
And we
do the budget, we approve it, the
drop off
first
some
meeting in
information
December.
and
Okay.
Then all that's
we're
over
gonna be
with.
reviewing
And then
your
it's
budget
just
tonight, so